and Buddhism and other religions integrated into modern science. That's why by integration I mean an act of combining Buddhism into everyday life. We live in the world full of science and technology, knowledge of science technology. That's why there are five faculties at MCU. Faculty of Buddhism focus on Tripitaka study, Pali studies, even comparative religion. You have Department of Comparative Religion here. Faculty of Education, to train our monks to apply the Buddha Dhamma in education. Faculty of Humanities, to propagate Buddhism in foreign languages, and to be master in Buddhist psychology, how to mix meditation practice with daily life, like in the field of Buddhist psychology, in your hospital. There will be the patient who we call in terminal state, like the cancer. We do not just kill the body of the patient. How we console the mind of the patient in terminal state, hopeless states, to live the world, this life, in peace. So in that case, we have the BA course called Life and Death, to train our students to preach the Dhamma to the patient in terminal state and their relatives. Mental health for them. This MA course in Life and Death is very popular for the nurse, doctors in medical service. They come to learn in our university. The Faculty of Social Science, because there are about 30,000 temples throughout Thailand. We need the capable administrator of the temple. We train our monks to be capable abbots to take care of administrative work of the temples. We have Department of Social Science, Social Works, to send missionary monks to and graduate school, no doubt, that we have to focus in research. When that is a function of university, what about the scope of curriculum? How many percentage that you devote to academics, to the social service, for academic excellence, for Buddhist studies, and for modern sciences? To diversify the scope of curriculum, I turn to UNESCO report of the Commission on Education in 1996. In this report, it summarized the pillars or the scope of curriculum into 4 pillars of education. It means all levels of education, primary, secondary, and higher education, have to include 4 pillars of education in their curricula. Number 1, the first pillar is learning to know. Number 2, learning to do. Number 3, learning to live together. And number 4, learning to be. You cannot just focus your curriculum on academic excellence alone, because that is just one pillar. Learning to know only. And not just to do only social service alone without academic achievement, because that would be learning to do only. So what about peace education? Peace education is a part of learning to live together that we have discussed at your seat ago, 10 days ago. World peace, to live together. What is the role of university for peaceful coexistence? And what about university education bring out the development inside man so that he can realize the potentiality within himself or herself, learning to be a complete human being, not just a machine in a factory. How our university contribute to these 4 pillars of education, especially Buddhist university, like Shan State Buddhist University, Mahajula University, Sitaku University. How we contribute for development in 4 pillars. Did you have to think about? If we can answer this question, it means it is a Buddhist contribution to higher education in the present day. We provide our answer to UNESCO, starting from our experience at MCU and other. First, we have to understand what they mean by learning to know. For general understanding, learning to know means you have to learn the subject like science, mathematics, language, to arm the student with knowledge of science and technology. But what Buddhism can contribute to this part is that not only the subject matter involved here, but also the learning method, how to learn, learning methodology, how to develop our students to be more efficient in study. They means good, better memory. Equip our students with better memory, with better concentration, better way of thinking. We find these methodologies in the Buddha teachings. We train our students how to focus, how to develop a good strategy of memory by practicing meditation. University have to devise the method of meditation practice not only to liberate our mind from defilements, not only to attain enlightenment, but how to think with concentration, how to have yoniso manasikara, wise attention. Yoniso manasikara, wise attention, or critical thinking in a Buddhist way, what is it? We should invent innovation in this field of mental development in such a way that our students will be in a better capacity to grasp the knowledge. How and why Venerable Yanisara could learn English, how his mind operates without a formal training. The Buddha strategy for this we can find in a Buddhist tradition. This is contribution to higher education, how to learn, how to think in a Buddhist way, through meditation practice, yoniso manasikara, mindfulness state. When you listen to me, don't be, just lost your mind. Be here and there. This is mindfulness in learning. What about learning to do? The second pillar of education, learning to do not only skills or occupational success, but also learning to do with virtue, with ethics. Welcome, our Vice President and Madam. Welcome. In the secular society, and we have the competent workers, competent bureaucrats in the government. What we need now, we need the faithful official, government official, free from corruption, to be men of all seasons, truthfulness, wherever they work with diligence and clean attitude. The problem in the developing countries are about corruption. How we, from the Buddhist University, contribute to the system of education, train young generation to be not only good in skill, but good in morality, to work with good intention for the purpose of other people of the country, to love the nation, to plant in the minds of the young generation Buddhist precepts, Buddhist morality. How? That would be the challenge. If we try and succeed in our Buddhist university in training our students to be good citizens, then that strategy can be applied to the other secular university. In our universities, 30% or 40% of students are lay people. It try to produce good workers, good citizens back to society. If we succeed, it means we contribute a lot to society. This is learning to do, how to answer this question, how to meet this challenge. And the third one, learning to live together. Learning to live together in the information age is not easy when the spread of the message without censor, the message of violence in any part of the world can reach the young minds, and they imitate the violence against each other. How we train the young minds to be vigilant enough to select what kind of information that they should accept and follow. And to learn the extent of other people, to appreciate the difference of cultures. Buddhist University should have a room for the appreciation of other cultures. In my university, we have the Department of Comparative Religion. We sent our professor, our lecturer, to Vatican to learn something about Christianity and return to teach our students. To send our professor and lecturers to Cairo, Egypt, to meet with Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, to visit the University of Al-Azhar, the Islamic Center, and ask the rector of Al-Azhar University, how your university become liberated and become liberal in interpretation of Quran, the text, the scripture of Islam. The answer that he gave me quite simple. He said, there are different three kinds of interpretation of the Islamic scripture, the Quran. Three interpretation on one and particular sentence. One is the he called the liberal interpretation, one quite extreme. The other is the orthodox conservative interpretation. This kind of orthodox conservative leads to fanatics sometimes. Liberal interpretation can maybe go astray. So university provide opportunity to the student to learn all kinds of interpretation. And the student will learn the extreme here and there interpretation, they will find the center, the middle way to form their own view of the world. For people to discover other people's culture, we will adjust ourselves. Not to be extreme. Buddhism focuses on Majjhima Patipada, middle path, in a way of thinking. When we listen to different views on the same subjects at the university, in our research, don't think that our university students will be blind. No, they have their own way of understanding of the world. They will become liberal, open-minded, to accept our friends from other culture. This is what we have done in our university. That's why we welcome, although we are Theravada tradition, we welcome our friend from Mahayana as verbal also do the same thing. Sitaku is educational institution, open-minded. He made friends 10 days ago. I joined in peace conference at Sitaku, met with friends from Islam, Christianity and others. When we went to visit Vatican 3 years ago, I was sent by our Supreme Sangha Council to join the pray at the Vatican. Happened to meet with Venerable Yanisra, representing Myanmar, to join me. Is this a secret or not? I don't know. But he went there with open-minded. So discover of other people, culture should be a part of our curriculum. Learn about our friends' religion, our friends' beliefs. Another thing, set up a project that we can join hands to work together. If we work together, although from different backgrounds, for the same purpose, we will share our experience, we will discuss, we will learn from to appreciate each other. Tolerance will be there. Appreciation will be there. Friendliness will be there. In your university, that's why we have the program here and there for students to join university club here or language, whatever it is, so that they can learn to live together. What the UNESCO means is that to encourage our students to realize their potentialities. These students have a good knowledge of the text. He should be a good scholar. Okay. Become a Buddhist scholar. This monk should become a good preacher like Venerable Yanisra. Work for concentrate on in social works or any kinds of activity that's suitable to the potentiality of the student. We should invent and include in our curriculum. I'm talking of undergraduate level. Undergraduate level is the level that the student try to find their identity and potentialities, so that in MA and PhD level they can focus to develop themselves in that potentiality that they have. So university is a platform where the students discover their potentiality and materialize their potentialities. Learning to be a complete person, to have self-esteem, dignity. That's why university need to be esteem institute. Anyone come to university to learn here is esteemed, to be proud of the university. In any way, the name of the university can be attractive at first for them to come. When they join, they are proud to be part, to be graduate from this university. So the staff, the administrators have to be careful about the fame of university. Not to tarnish the reputation of the institution. Because this is a place where your university, your students form their characteristics. They discover themselves. After graduation, they will be a complete person, learning to be. So we have to think, what should be the activities, what should be the program, what should be the curricula that form the characteristic of our of our students in 4 pillars. Learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, learning to be. My answer is that we find the Buddha teachings full of the strategy for training our students in these 4 pillars of education of UNESCO. Don't forget about my topic, Buddhist contribution to higher learning, higher education. We find the resolution to the 4 pillars of education. So with this in mind, the philosophy or vision of university is to provide Buddhist study integrated in modern science for the purpose of mental and social development. 4 pillars, development in 4 pillars. And coincidentally, in Buddhism you have 4 pillars of development. 4 pillars of development in Buddhism we call bhavana. Bhavana means development. First is kaya bhavana, physical development. Number 2, social development, sila bhavana. Chitta bhavana, mental development. And panya bhavana, wisdom development. Full of the details of development strategy already there in the Tipitaka, and can be applied to the 4 pillars of education of UNESCO. See? For example, in physical development, we start not only bodily health of our students, also the physical environment of university of the campus, the hardware. Beautiful Buddhist arts, Buddhist architecture can bring peace to the mind of the students. Like coming to Buddhist university, like it's not different from coming to the temple. This looks like a temple. That's why Venerable Dhammasami talk about the Buddha zone, the Dhamma zone, the Sangha zone. Pagoda must be there. Buddha statue there. Remind all the time the student all the time of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Physical environment for Kaya Bhavana and the skill learning to do. Okay. For social development, learning to live together is a part of this. Or academic service, as in MCU for 1 year, or missionary works, as Sitaku Sayadaw has mentioned, missionary ministry works for social development, Sila Bhavana, for that purpose. And, just show you, during the, when the tsunami struck the southern part of Thailand, what happened? In 2004, 4,000 people died in Thailand. My students, MCU students, came to meet with me, request for my permission to them to go to the tsunami affected area to serve people there. With their initiatives, not mine, they just want permission to go to the south to help the people. I give them permission with the care, with the concern. How you live? How will you live there when people have nothing to give you and Bindapata? They say they just go there as volunteer with the service mind. We have trained them and we cannot object them. So you go. See? When we visit them, my students, you will see in this picture, to chant for the deceased people, to, with compassion, my monks, my student monks, give preaching, chanting to the people who survived there. They volunteer. So I have to go to help them to see myself what happened after tsunami, what they affected, how it happened there. You see this used to be the forest, but the force of nature destroy all the trees. So I have to carry the clothes, food in this plane to support my student activity. So I agree with Venerable Yanisara who mentioned about the three Jariya of the Buddha. We share the same. Venerable Yanisara mentioning three welfare. The Buddha provide three kinds of welfare to people. Number one is Yatattha Jariya. Welfare or beneficial conduct for relatives. Number two, Buddhattha Jariya. Give social welfare to the Buddhist community. Number three, Lokattha Jariya. Give social welfare to the whole world. Although they have different beliefs, different religions. In tsunami affected area, the Muslims die also. Where to keep their bodies? In the temple. Before identification of the person deceased, they brought Muslim, Buddhist, Christian alike to the temple ground to wait for investigation. All came to the temple. So this is the beneficial practice for people of the world, Lokattha Jariya. So monks in the Buddhist university, lay people in the Buddhist university have to be trained to provide social welfare to the countrymen, relatives, the Buddhists, and people of all religion and races. To give the social service with detachment. Venerable mentioned that to be Kuresu Ananukito. So I show you this, the Buddha mind is like that. To live in society without attachment. The Buddha himself is a part of society. His body is in society, but his mind is beyond. That's why the Buddha say, he is like a lotus. This is the quotation. Punnari kang yatha ukhang, toyena nuparipati, etc. The Buddha said, just as a lotus, though born in the water, grown up in the water, rise to the surface and stand unpolluted by the water. Even so, the Buddha, though born in the world, grown up in the world, passing beyond the world, abide unpolluted by the world. Our monks live in society, work to help them, not to be polluted in society. With clear mind, clear vision, we are capable to help society, to provide assistance to the needed people. That's why mental development, Citta Bhavana, is very significant. Our university trained our students in meditation practice. We have MA in Vipassana Bhavana. For any student to get MA degree in Vipassana, they have to practice meditation continuously for 7 months and write a thesis later on. Wisdom development is for academics, that is Panya Bhavana, is a pursuit for academic excellence. It is a pillar of learning to be in UNESCO report. It reminds me of hierarchy of needs by hierarchy of needs as you see here. Mental wisdom development is nothing but self-actualization. When you are in terms of religious practice, it is enlightenment. In terms of training, you become the full-fledged artist, sportsman, or whatever in your realization of potentiality. So this institution, this university, help you to achieve self-realization, development of wisdom of panya, to be like a lotus flower, ready to help other people. Because of this in mind, we encourage our students to join the social service like ICDV, to work diligently to welcome our dignitary, our guests from all over the world, to join the Buddha birthday, the day of Vesak. We form International Council for the Day of Vesak, ICDV. This ICDV for the last 12 years have worked for celebration of Buddha, welcome the Buddhist readers, dignitary to my country, and my students and my staff members work diligently for this purpose. With the commendation from the United Nations, now ICDV have been granted special consultative status by the United Nations. It's a proof of, is a proof that our work is in the line of the society, UNESCO, and the UN. Not without Buddhist wisdom. Based on the Buddha teaching, Buddha wisdom, we develop identity of our institution and work with the whole world. So at the UNESCO in Bangkok, Your Excellency join us there, Madam also, with the President of Sri Lanka sometimes, and in the future. Who work for that? Behind the scene, our students, our professors. So that's why I was personally invited to give a lecture at the headquarters of the UNESCO during the Buddha Jayanti of the Enlightenment of Buddha, 26th century of the Buddha Enlightenment. I was at the UNESCO headquarters to give lecture there in the year 2011. Met with Madame Bokowa, Director General of UNESCO. This is a kind of contribution. My topic today is contribution. Don't forget about that. So, I think how to achieve this aim of a university function, how to fulfill the functions. In Thailand, we have what is called quality assurance procedure. When we admit our students to join our institution to study here, they spend 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. What is the guarantee that they will be properly trained by our institution? The same thing that when you buy a product from the factory, what is the assurance? This is a good product, not a fake one. So there must be the procedure of investigation, of detecting or monitor the quality of the product that we produce. The products that we produce are graduated. Students that graduate from a student. We have to follow the procedure of production. In MCU, we have 4 words for this. IPOI. Input, process, output, and impact. we aim, we can start from now. Suppose this is a new university. What kind of change that you want to bring into society? Through the production of your graduates, it means when your graduate return to society, what change that they can bring about in this country or in the Buddhist community or in the Sangha? Does it impact? To achieve the impact, what to do? You have to invest, you have to spend money for construction the building, for training your professors, that is input. Once you have a capable, efficient professors, how to teach, how to train your students? Tutorial class, lectures, or training programs, that is process. Once you admit student in the first class, say in first year, 30 of them. After they spend 3 years or 4 years, how many left? If only 5 or 3 graduated, a waste of money. The output not satisfactory. English is a problem. In writing thesis, you have to train in the process how to write a good thesis, a good dissertation, so that they can receive the degree. 25 of them can receive MA degree, then good output. And 25 of them leave this institute, SSBU, to teach here and there all over the country. And the fame spread that they are very capable lecturers, professors here and there. They are very good missionary works here and there. Then impact. See how to achieve. So I put in this diagram. You want to achieve your vision to be this and that kind of institution. So the driving force is first input. How much you invest in hardware, software, and whether they teach well or not. Devote their time for work or not. This is a process. Do you have innovative strategy for teaching or not? Then output, the number of product, the student who pass the test, get the degree. Then the good fame spread all over the world or the country and bring change into the society is impact. How to achieve that impact? KM. QA is a quality assurance. The driving force behind this to the vision is KM, knowledge management, which is my last subject. Oh, yeah. Input. Oh, I remember Venerable Yanisa talk about 4 M's. 4 M is in input. How much you invest in 4 M's student that you recruit from the Dhammacarya Award or from all over the world, and how your teaching staff teach and do research work, and the number of graduates, number of publication. So academic service will bring impact into the world. So I give you example of input. Right now, we come to this university to see the material aspect, the building, the hardware. You invest. Money is you invest by donor. And machine, in the information society, you need the infrastructure in communication, telecommunication, like internet, e-library. And the management, method of management must be there. You send your students, wherever Dhammasami sent to be trained in my university in Sri Lanka, in Europe, America, that is investment. investment in main methodology, and wherever Yanisra have another M, my power. I remember it should be somewhere. Okay, this is input. Input in MCU is quite expensive. This is the campus. In material aspect, we spend a lot of money on construction, Tripitaka Hall, office of director, library, and classroom building, auditorium, etc. The process, we use computer and library for that purpose. And the output, this is the number of the graduates in 3 level, BA, MA, PhD, at the auditorium hall. Impact, we bring our team to join with ATBU, Association of Theravada Buddhist University, IABU, International Association of Buddhist University, and ICDV, International Council for the Day of Vesak. See, we work in full cooperation with outside institution to bring to set up a framework. I think knowledge management is very important, but I don't have much time for that purpose. I just want to finish with this quotation. A great civilization is not conquered from without until it has destroyed itself from within. Great civilization like Romans, Greeks, and others, even Indian civilization, not destroyed by the force from outside before it destroys itself. So disappearance of Buddhism depends on the force within. The disappearance of Buddha statue in Bamiyan is a great reason for us. If we are not united, that may happen. This is Antaratthana. There are three kinds of Antaratthana. Disappearance of Buddhism. First, disappearance of Buddhist education, Pariyatti. Second is disappearance of Dhamma practice, Patipatti. And third is disappearance of enlightenment, Pativeda. These three kinds of disappearance happen gradually, not simultaneously. The third one, Pativeda, enlightenment, disappear first. Then come the second, Patipatti, Dhamma practice disappear from the world. So far as Pariyatti remains in the world, Buddhism will not disappear. Why? It means the last defense of Buddhism is Pariyatti, Buddhist education. Why it says so? Because once you study the Buddha scripture, the Tripitaka, you follow, that is Pariyatti. You follow the right method of practice. Sila, Samadhi, Panya. How to practice. Then Patipatti return. After the right Patipatti returns, Pativeda is expected, revival. So revival of Buddhism start from you have Pariyatti, or starting from Buddhist education anywhere in the world. Set up Buddhist university here and there, Buddhist learning center here and there. Once they learn the proper teaching of the Buddha, revival of Patipatti will come. And Pativeda will return. So we have to preserve Buddhism, we have to preserve Buddhist center of learning, to develop Buddhist educational center like this SSBU, Shan State Buddhist University. That's why, as a Buddhist, I'm very happy that SSBU had a grand opening, will be the last frontier to defend our Buddhism in the world. This is a kusala kamma, wholesome action that will bring with this good intention. This good kamma will bring success and prosperity, not only to SSBU but to this beautiful country. With this verse, I share with you my sincerity, my appreciation for your effort, and wish for a great success in the year to come of SSBU, and success, prosperity, and happiness for all of you who support this good cause of work. Thank you very much for your attention.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Venerable Rector Sir. Especially thank you very much for giving us so much hope for the future. SSBU is so much confident to move forward by your beautiful presentation and clear explanation and excellence and spiritual encouragement, Venerable Sir. So now may I invite Venerable Dr. Tamasami to give the present to the Venerable Rector, Sir. Please. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. 45 volumes of typical textbooks from MPU. Now we present to SSBU. Please. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much for once again, Venerable Rector, Sir. The last presentations of the seminar in this morning, in the session